Hi, my name is Alicia. Me and my friends have started a queer cafe for students here in Lund.
On my way home from Copenhagen last weekend, I stopped in Lund, where Alicia invited me to Lund University's Faculty of Engineering, where she studies molecular biology.
My name is Alicia. I'm a trans woman. I came here to Lund in 2020 to start studying. I came from Gothenburg originally, and when I came here I sort of felt that there weren't really a lot of queer spaces here in Lund, even though it's a very open city from my perspective at least. And so I felt that should change. I would like there to be more open spaces for queer people here.
But Alicia didn't know that she was queer when she first moved to Lund.
When I first came to Lund, I hadn't realized that I was trans yet. And so it was actually during my first year that I actually realized that, not everyone who is born the way that I was born actually wants to be a woman. Which was something I assumed everyone felt for a long time. But yeah, during my first year I sort of started to experiment with the way I express myself. That was a really fun and nervous process. But I'm very happy with where I am now, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes in the future.
Coming out at university has been a pretty good experience for Alicia.
My classmates took it very well, which was nice. There were some that I was nervous about, like some people, but everyone was nice. That was a good surprise. My teachers were generally okay. I had some who didn't really understand like what pronouns to use and how to adapt, sort of. It took some time for me to be able to change the name within the school system as well. That felt quite uncomfortable, but now it's mostly fine, I would say. But again, it's mainly like non-queer people who I'm surrounded by on a daily basis. So yeah, it's been nice to be able to sort of get away from that and get to hang out with people who have similar lives to me.
Even if people have treated her well, it's so important to get to hang out in places where you are the norm.
I do feel lonely sometimes in my queerness, which was sort of one of the motivating factors behind wanting to start the cafe, to sort of get to know others in Lund as well, who share my experiences and who I can talk about these things with.
So let's get to the cafe.
So we started the cafe last year, and we've basically been able to run it once every week ever since. We usually play board games and just chat and have fun. And usually we also have some fika, which is like a cake or something like that. And yeah, it's just a fun environment to be yourself.
Alicia finds it important to have spaces like this where you can relax and just be yourself.
But I mean, in general, I think it's very important to be with people who you are comfortable with, especially for queer people. You can't always take that for granted. You may not feel welcome in all environments and such. That's why I think it's very important to have these spaces where you can openly be yourself, talk about your struggles in life and talk with people who share those experiences, kind of. And yeah, and since it's a very international city as well, I think it's nice to offer a place for people who may not have had that space previously in their life.
Alicia didn't start this cafe on her own.
So the people I work with now with the Queer Cafe, we actually met at the Nation where it's being hosted, and we all sort of had the same feeling about the lack of queer spaces here in Lund, and that's sort of what brought us together and what made us want to start with this. And so I'm very thankful to be able to work with such amazing people.
And they have managed to attract some people to join the group.
So we're currently a few people who meet every week, and it's me, it's two others as well who help with organizing, and then there's a few other students basically. So we have some people who study math, some people who study more social sciences and such. So it's a very varied group. I think we have everyone on that's part of the LGBTQ community, so that's really fun. And yeah, it feels good to be able to provide a space for all people.
Alicia thinks it's important to provide meeting spaces like this specifically for students.
I think it brings people together who are usually at a similar stage in life and who might be wanting to start making new contacts with people, maybe moving into work life and such, where it can be important to know others as well. I've seen some queer spaces here in Lund already, but they've mainly been aimed at younger generations. So it's also been nice to be able to offer something for people my age, who I sort of enjoy being with a bit more.
Finally, here are some words from Alicia to you.
So if you are a student in Lund, you're more than welcome to come and join us. Again, we're open once a week. So if you don't live in Lund, then I would strongly encourage you to maybe try to start your own queer cafe or similar, or maybe see if you have something already like this in your community, because it's a very nice thing to be a part of, and it feels very good to have a place where you feel like you belong.
If you enjoyed watching that video, please like, comment, subscribe and share the video. I really appreciate you showing your love in that way. If you also want to support the channel financially, that's possible via Patreon, but really no pressure. See you next time!